Yo, 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 what's going on? This is the NRW, where nerds rule the world. It's your boy, Kuya P, aka Patrick.Strange, the Adobro, the Babinka boy, the leader of the Holla Holla homies in the Senate gang of the ShoPowSho. And of course, I have amazing Ate, Miss Viva Valentina, joining me. What's up, Tina?
What's up, Kuya P?
I am so excited today, Tina, because we decided to put the show together to show love and show support to our Kababayan, our community, and just tell our stories. And over across the pond, I love this so much. Our Phil of, I wonder what's the term, for if they have is it Phil Brits? Because we're Filipino Americans. Do they have a specific term? We're gonna get that info, but I'm super excited and just to get this type of story, to just see that no matter where you are, there's still love for our homeland, our country. And I just think it's so beautiful. And I want to give a shout out to Empress Azula. We actually recorded an episode with her the week prior to this recording, so look for that episode as well. She's an amazing cosplayer, Phil Brits, and member of this Phillyfest that we're going to learn more of very soon. But you know what? Let me stop wasting time. I'm trying to do a build up here, but let me just show their beautiful faces on the screen. Here we go. I'm going to shoot off air horns. You all can unmute. Please welcome Empress Azula back again, as well as Isabella Boyne. They are both logistics officers with Phillyfest. I'm super excited. Air horns are blasting off right now, Azula and Isabella, but you can't hear it because I didn't want to deafen you. I wanted to show y'all love. So welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having us. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Definitely. Again, I can't thank y'all enough for just doing something like this. I just love, just the next generation. I'm a little bit of an older cat. I'm 40 something. And it's so beautiful to just see the next generation stepping up, showing love and building this out for all of us, because it's going to influence the next generation and the next generation. I think it's so absolutely amazing. How did you all get started with Phillyfest? When did you first learn of it, or were you all there from the groundwork? I would love to learn this story, and whoever wants to take it out the gate.
Isabella, I feel like you're the best person for that.
So I joined Phillyfest in 2020, but it actually started in 2019. And that was the first year that we had the physical festival. And it was started by Rika through UCL's Filipino Society. And so it was originally just like UCL People, University College London, and our Filipino Society. And then it spread to different Filipino societies at different universities around the UK. And then in summer of 2019, we had an in-person festival that was on UCL's campus that had close to 2,000 attendees. And there were performances, and we had sponsors from TFC and the Philippine Embassy. Jollibee was there. And then I joined in 2020, which was my first year of uni. And we had been planning to have the festival again that year, but then obviously COVID happened. So we had a digital Phillyfest in 2020 and 2021. And then now we're hoping to do the festival again in person this year, hopefully. But throughout the years, we do multiple events. So our next upcoming event is the Phillyfest Awards. But yeah, that's basically how it started and how I joined Phillyfest.
Awesome. How about you, Azula? How did you get involved with Phillyfest?
So I always knew about Phillyfest, but I didn't go to UCL, but I heard about it, and then I don't know, it was lockdown. I was stuck at home, and I'm just thinking I need to do something. And then I remembered, I was like, wait, I want to do something IRL. I want to be part of a big group, and then I was about to say I auditioned. I didn't audition, I interviewed. And I got part of logistics. I helped out with the Opm competition. And we're both planning the festival that's hopefully going to happen summertime-ish. Yeah.
Awesome. So I have to ask, what does this mean to you? You both joined, but can you share a little bit about your And is it the Phil Brit? What is there like a slang term that y'all have over there?
Yeah. Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, you go.
Yeah, I think most people here say Phil Brit. I don't know if I personally identify with that just because I didn't grow up here, although I am half Filipino and half British. So, but like for me, the main reason I wanted to join Phillyfest is like I grew up in Hong Kong and also like being mixed. And on my mom's side of the family is Filipino, and they would always be like, "Oh, the white cousin." I really didn't like that.
Yeah.
But when I like got to university, I realized that at least over here, I felt much more like I could connect with like Filipino culture and learn more about what it was like to be Filipino. And I think I kind of had like a very different experience to people here because I grew up in Hong Kong, so I'd always go to the Philippines, whereas a lot of people here, they're like full Filipino, but haven't been to the Philippines that much. And I think like the main reason why I wanted to join Phillyfest was to have that experience of like connecting with other people who kind of have this confusing mesh of different cultures and like just trying to connect more with the idea of being Filipino.
Yes.
Oh, well, welcome to ShoPowSho, where it is the home of the mixed kids, and we are celebrating and discovering and claiming our culture. So that's awesome to hear. One of the things that we normally open with in the show is asking people where they're from and asking them where they're really from. So in turning it more towards Phillyfest, we kind of missed that with you, but I'm really glad that you were able to share that, because again, that mixed kid struggle and that coming back to culture and finding and carving our place out in it is what we're all about here. So welcome to our mixed kid mafia.
Yes. How about you, Azula? And why is it so important for you to discover your culture and be with this community?
I mean, growing up where I am in London, there is like other Filipinos around and stuff, but I didn't really get to know them. Like, you know, at parties, it was like even till now, I'm still like kind of shy, and I'd be the one just eating like all the food and probably just saying a hi and bye to people. I'm like kind of closed off, isn't it? Like the environment is kind of was scary for me, like back then. I say back then because, you know, parties and stuff before COVID and whatnot. And I thought, like, you know, I want to change that. I want to get to meet more people, and more people also from Pangasinan, like where I'm from in Philippines as well, because I haven't really met anyone from Pangasinan either. And yeah, I just think meeting people like me and breaking out of my shell more, just trying to be like, okay, I'm thinking of this idea, and there's people who are also thinking of this idea and want to help me build upon it and make things like the festival and all that. And yeah.
But yes. And then what a perfect place to, again, find your people and find yourself within Filipino culture. That's one of like the hallmarks of what is supposed to be, you know, Filipino is that hospitable, that homecoming, that, you know, everyone's welcome. And I love it. I think that's one of the I guess like stereotypes that should be celebrated. And I think that's wonderful that you're coming out of your shell into family. Like you're finding your people in your people. Like that's how it should be. That's beautiful.
So we're finding our tribe, and I love this, but
yes.
It can be difficult building our tribe up and making awareness of this thing that we're doing. And you guys are killing it. I told you all earlier, impressive website. I love the YouTube. It has very informative videos. I'm gonna actually have to like really dedicate some time and check that all out. You have the Instagram, the Twitter, just you're doing all this to build awareness, and you're connecting with other unis, as you'd like to say. I love that too, because we don't exactly say unis here in the States. So I love that. what would you say is the most difficult thing as logistics officers that you both are and organizers in helping spread the word? I'm happy that you and I have all found each other, because I am definitely going to be your biggest cheerleader over here in the US. And again, like I said, I want to be at the next FiliFest. I don't know if it's 2022, but 2023, me and Tina are heading over there across the pond. We want to be there. This is so beautiful. And again, let's celebrate ourselves. But can you tell me about the struggles of, organizing and getting people together and making people aware of this? Back to you, Isabella. How about you?
Yeah, I think, as you said, like, we're really, really lucky to have such a good like media and marketing team that works so hard to put out all these posts on social media and things like that. And I think one of the ways that we've kind of been able to have this outreach is by focusing so much on universities and focusing so much on young people who have like the same mentality of wanting to reclaim and reconnect with their culture. But I think COVID especially has made it a lot more difficult to do that in some ways, because we aren't able to have those in-person interactions where you can make those connections more easily. And I think something we struggled with at the beginning was kind of getting businesses to trust us, especially in 2019 when like no one really knew who we were and we were just having the festival for the first time. And so when we would reach out to like Filipino restaurants or Filipino companies here, they would kind of be reluctant to work with us. But now that through those channels, we've kind of established ourselves more. Now businesses are the ones coming to us saying like, we want to work with you. So we're really grateful that we've been able to do that and to progress so much over the last few years.
Awesome. I would also say, so we'll add to that. So to make that happen and create and build trust with these other businesses. So tell me kind of like, I guess, really the nuts and bolts a little bit. So what happens at a FiliFest? Do you guys put together programming, like contests? Can you tell me about just some of the activities that occur at FiliFest?
Yeah, sure. So obviously, as I mentioned, we haven't had one in the last few years. So I could tell you about like what the in-person one was like, and then also what our online events have been like and what we have coming up. So at the actual FiliFest, there was a program with like different performers. So we had like singing, poetry, dancing. We had Jollibee come perform, do dancing as well with everyone.
Twerking. I saw Jolly Beach twerking on one of the videos.
Yeah, exactly. And things like that. And then the Philippine Embassy also had like a room set up where they had an exhibition about like Filipino culture and stuff like that. And then we had a bunch of different like food stalls for people to eat at. And then there were games because there were also a lot of like families there, like families with younger kids and things like that. But yeah, it was entirely like youth organized and primarily targeted towards young people in the UK. So that was kind of the structure of the festival. And then we've had, I'm sure you have seen maybe on like our YouTube or Instagram that we've had like loads of digital events as well. So one of our more like publicized events recently was the Opm competition. So that was a competition where we were partnered with TFC to promote their app Kumu, which is like this live streaming app that they have. And they very kindly provided the prize for that event. And basically we had people from all around the UK. And I think there might have been a couple of international submissions submit like their 1 minute performance. And then people had to vote on who their favorite performer was. And then the winner received this prize from TFC. And then another winner received a prize from them for getting the most diamonds, which were like points on their platform, Kumu.
That's awesome. I like it. Azula, for you, what are some of your favorite events that you've participated in and helped put together, if you have, but just your experience with FiliFest?
Yeah, so I helped out a lot with the OPM competition. I joined like right before the voting happened. What I liked was that even though I was part of the logistics team, they'd still offer like, does someone want to make a post at this certain time to help say voting opens now and voting is closing, make sure to vote, or to help go on Kumu and screenshot stuff and whatever. That was always offered, which I like. So not only did I get to help edit Maria's video, who won, by the way, congrats. I got to help Rika edit the video. She did most of the editing. I helped out. I managed to help out posting stuff on the Instagram stories and all of that. And yeah, I really enjoy that because, again, I got to be included in everything, not just the logistics side of it. Also, I helped out with the podcast as well. So they opened up again to everyone, like, who wants to interview different people. These are the different topics we have, and I got to be a host of one of them, which was really fun too. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh.
You had a question, Tina?
No, I think that's really cool. I'm trying to like write down my how like it's awesome that you're not just sitting back being part of the logistics and pointing and telling where things need to go. You're actually being able to be a part of it and be in the thick of things and experience Phillyfest right along with everyone else. It's gorgeous. I love it. The immersion.
Yes. So we have this Phillyfest now. What are some things you all would like to see and progress, and what are some hopes and dreams that you both have with Phillyfest? Let me throw it back to Isabella.
So something that we're trying to do a lot more is expand it internationally. So during our Freshers with Phillyfest, which was like this week-long event that we had for freshers here in the UK, which is like the beginning of uni, like orientation type thing, we did interviews and like videos with a lot of different universities in the US and Australia. And so we definitely want to expand our international presence a lot more and like potentially have festivals in other countries, and especially work more with young people and young businesses that are that have like the same message and the same vision that we have.
Dope. I love it. Partnerships. We may be able to help out with that. We'll have to, again, there's a new relationship here. We're building our bonds. There's things that I think I could help with y'all with, especially on the entertainment side of the house. If you don't mind, if y'all would like, I could definitely holler at some friends of mine. But how about you, Azula? What would you like to see happen with Phillyfest?
Again, like similarly, just to be more international. Like we're so thankful that we got to interview with you guys today as well. So I think it really helps out everything. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. From a cultural aspect, so again, making it international, building out the community, showing that we're everywhere, we're here, we're loud and proud, we love ourselves. But from a cultural aspect, are there like for me myself, like along with Tina, we're learning about ourselves and having these conversations, and we're really interested in history. I know for myself, I'm working on a screenplay about Lapu Lapu, but like. Right. But like I'm curious, because y'all are Phil-Brits, like Filipinos in the UK, like there's stories I'm still learning about here about Philams that came over here. Is there like a class or something or maybe a panel that educates us about Phil-Brits? Are you looking to do things along those lines and just more like stuff culturally?
Yeah, so we have a dedicated culture team that has helped worked with the logistics team for organizing some events. So we had a buy-in workshop for Phillyfest last year, I want to say, done on Zoom, obviously, because of COVID. And so we learned how to write the script and how to read it and things like that, which was really cool and really interesting. And we were really thankful to be able to work with a teacher who is an expert in buy-in and does run those language classes in the UK. And then our cultural team also posts on our website's blog and on our Instagram, just more information about Filipino culture. And so that's something that's really important to us as well, that it's not just about building a community based on the fact that we're all Filipino, but also being able to truly understand our culture, and instead of kind of shying away from it, which I think is the experience of a lot of people who are in the diaspora, that they feel other people might think I'm weird or just want to fit in and things like that. And so they kind of push away their culture. And I think at university age, especially, is the time where people are like, actually, I want to know who I am because my identity is important to me. And so we really want to be able to teach people about their culture. And like, sometimes I talk to my mom, and even though my mom like grew up in the Philippines her whole life, like sometimes I'll tell her things and she'll be like, I don't know what that is.
I feel that. I totally feel that.
That's yeah, we are always we're always breaking down, again, you know, we're Filipino Americans, so we're always breaking down like that Filipino American experience, and how just how different it changes just through a generation, but even just from like first generation immigrants and where your grandparents came from to second generation, and as it goes by, and then it adds that layer of complexity when you add in like you're also raised in different cultures when you're mixed, and again, I'm touching on this concept of coming back to your culture. This is just really exciting for me. I'm I think that's really awesome. It's I'm getting is like it's like making it your own, and as I totally get that, like going you go away to college, you go away to uni, and you don't know like, oh, are these things that maybe I grew up doing, maybe I grew up knowing, but am I going to continue to do them into my adult life? You know, how does this now become a part of me? How do I identify, you know, in my Filipino culture? And that's a journey that we're all on and can relate to. So I'm
I love this. I love this. I hope my daughter, when she goes to university, uni, has something like this. I think this is absolutely beautiful. And again, if there's any way I could help, and we'll have to take some conversations off to the side, but I would love to help in any way I can and put you in touch with people. Yeah, we know some people. You know, don't want to brush our shoulders off too much, but we know some people.
Know people, and we want to come. That's what we're so excited about. Like, yes. Philly. Yes.
Yeah, I'm coming to the UK. I'm not playing because I love going. I love traveling, and you know, once this pandemic slows down. And definitely love the UK. So for before we get up out of here, what would you say to the people that are checking this out? What do you each say to people to get them to come check out Phillyfest? Let me throw it to Azula to get you back in here before we leave up out.
Hello. I think that what's unique about Phillyfest is that we're truly a youth organization for the youth. Like we know what we want, and we do it. Like we're a dedicated group, and I find that, and I love that.
Yes. And you, Isabella?
Yeah, I definitely agree 100% with what you just said. I think there's a lot of opportunities for older people, at least in the UK, like to mesh with the Filipino community, but less so for young people. And so I think that if you are Filipino, or even if you're not, like we have plenty of non-Filipino people that are part of Phillyfest. Like the previous chief logistics officer before me, she was not Filipino, but she was just interested in the culture, had a lot of Filipino friends. And I meet loads of people in London who are always like, oh, my friend's Filipino, or like, oh, my neighbor's Filipino. And like, they're so nice and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I think that anyone interested in the culture, whether that's their own or not, I think would definitely find something valuable in Phillyfest and find a community that's just open to everyone.
I love that. And again, I can't tell you how enough it just made me smile checking out your website and checking out the some of the videos on YouTube, just how young you all are. Again, I'm an older head, up 40 something, but just seeing just this, it wells me up with pride. It makes me want to cry in a way, because I didn't have that coming up. So to see this for the next generation, and I have a little one, you know, that'll be something that, you know, with you guys creating something like this, it'll spread, and then my little one will have that, and it's just going to make my heart so happy. So I love it. I'm going to have your links in the description below, but for the people that are watching this and might be driving as they're checking this out, if you all can share the socials for Phillyfest as well.
Yeah, so we are at Phillyfest on Instagram, Phillyfest on Facebook, Phillyfest on YouTube, and phillyfest.co.uk is our website.
There we go. All right. Make sure y'all give it a follow, give it some love, give it a subscribe on YouTube. Check it all out. But I want to do one last question. So with that being said, because we are the NRW, Tina, give them the nerd check because we got to check them. They're nerds.
Yes. Okay. So we learned a lot about Empress Azula and her nerdiness for ASMR. I have that.
We're checking you, Isabella.
So what we want to know is, what is something that you're super nerdy about? Something that it might be just something that you're super into right now, something that you've always loved, something that you maybe can give like a whole TED talk about. What is your one nerdy thing?
Okay, I have one like socially acceptable answer and one embarrassing answer, so I'm going to say both.
Both.
The socially acceptable one, I guess, is like books and reading. Like I work in a bookstore. I read all the time. I'm trying to write a book right now, actually, about Filipino domestic helpers in Hong Kong. But that's a whole other story. And then the embarrassing answer is that I'm really obsessed with Glee. Like I've watched the show like at least 7 times full width. Could tell you the plot of every episode. Yeah.
I love that. Who's the Filipino guy from Glee? What's his?
Darren Criss.
Yes, Darren Criss.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can, again, use our ways, because how cool would it be to have Darren Criss at Phillyfest, Isabella?
Oh my God.
I'm not saying that we can, but we know some people. Okay, I love it. Isabella, thank you for joining us. Azula, great to see you again. This is so much fun. I love what y'all are doing. And again, I hope to be there in 2023 or 2024. But 2022, y'all, if you're in the UK and you can make it, come show love, be a part of this amazing community. Isabella, Azula, you all are superheroes to me because this is just so beautiful. I love this. It's going to impact the next generation. Really, y'all just don't know. It really does. I love this. All the love to you guys. Tina, any last words before we let them go?
Man, and if you can't make it to the UK for Phillyfest, check out their website and check out their YouTube. Show some love on social media. If we can't be there in person, let's show up online. Because again, like Kuya P keeps saying, they're the future and they're doing things. And like pride, that's the word that like I'm just stumbling all over, is that like y'all are giving me life. And I wish that I had found my pride sooner. So just to see you guys coming up and making things happen. I love it. From your ate. I love it.
Yes. And your Kuya from across the pond. We love you guys. Phillyfest, y'all. Check it out. ShoPowSho. We are out of here until the next time. Mahal kita. Salamat.
Hi, I'm Azula or Bernadette. I'm part of the logistics team at Phillyfest.
Hi, I'm Isabella. I'm the Chief Logistics Officer at Phillyfest, which is a youth-led organization in the UK celebrating Filipino culture and Filipino community. If you want to hear more about Phillyfest and what we do, check us out on the ShoPowSho. Hi, I'm Isabella, and I'm the Chief Logistics Officer at Phillyfest. My Filipino heritage is important to me because it's representative of family, community, and love.